Welcome to Whispering Blooms, a Stripology quilt-along. I'm Allison from QuiltNCode, and this is our Block E of the 2026 Spring Mini Block of the Week quilt series. Follow along as we build this quilt week by week, block by block. You'll find the pattern in the description. Subscribe to stay on track and grab a kit if you'd like to sew along with the exact fabrics. We have to have some corners for this beautiful quilt, so let's get quilting. Block E consists of half square triangles and triangles. I'm going to use the Stripology method to make 8 at a time half square triangles. That means I'm going to start with one of my pieces being the medium purple and one of my pieces being green. I am going to place those on top of each other. I'm going to need to repeat this process once in order to get all 16 of the half square triangles I need. I'm going to bring out my Stripology squared ruler and I'm going to cut on the diagonal of my squares. I wanted to show you how nicely my diagonal line lines up here and goes to the tip, and then I have my tip lined up here, and so everything is so accurate with the Stripology squared ruler. I'm going to cut on that 12.5-inch slit. And I'm going to do the same thing for my other two squares, and then I'm going to take them over to the sewing machine. I'm going to stitch my 1/4 inch on each side of these with my chain piecing method, and then we'll move on to the next step. The next step is to press. So I pressed toward my green fabric, which is the darker fabric, and now I'm going to place these so that my seams are nested nice and neatly in there, making sure, and I do a lot of feeling here to make sure that happens, and I'm going to place this diagonally, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring over my Stripology squared ruler. I'm going to line up right here with my diagonal line, and I'm also going to watch for this line right here. Because I have so many lines on here, I can see if I have a horizontal line that's going to match up with my seam. That makes us even more accurate. So I'm going to take this, make sure everybody's lined up, and then I am going to cut on my 12.5-inch line right there. And I'm going to take it back to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch my 1/4 inch. The next step is to square this down to 6 inches. I'm going to bring out my Stripology mini squared, and I'm going to line up so that I am outside of my 6-inch square. So you can see this black 6-inch square line here, and that's where I want to be outside of. But I also want to line up with my white diagonal line that's going here and my black line here that is also going diagonally. Once I feel like everybody's in place and I have a nice center there, I'm going to go ahead and cut off my sides just like this. So I'm always cutting away from myself. Next thing I'm going to do is take those little guys away and turn it 90 degrees. Now I can line up again, making sure I'm outside of my 6-inch square, making sure that my diagonal lines are lined up on my 1/4 square triangles just like that, making sure my center is perfect, and then I'm going to cut. This particular square needs to be cut at 3 inches. So I can simply go ahead here and cut right down the center, and that's going to give me my first cut. When I lift this up, I'm going to take away my extra, and then I'm going to turn her back 90 degrees again. And that way I can go and cut that center one more time, and I have my half square triangles. No fuss about having to square them off individually. The next step is to simply place our triangles onto our half square triangle. I want to have my green so that it is in between all of these little purple pieces. And so I'm going to start on one side, and I'm going to take that just like that, and I'm lining up, as you can see, with the purple and the purple and the green and the green, and I'm going to stitch along the purple and the green. Now that I have the purple and the green stitched together, now I want to put this side on. So I'm simply going to place this one just like that, lining up the purple here and the green and the purple there, and I'm going to stitch along that edge. And this is block E. We want to make sure we get 16 of these for our quilt. And that finishes our corners for our Stripology Quilt Along Whispering Blooms. Don't forget to like and subscribe to follow the full series. You'll find the pattern in the description, and you can check out kits if you want to stitch along with us. We will see you next time. Happy quilting!